I am Professor Follett. I'm a designer at Criterion Games, and I'm here at E3 showing Need for Speed Most Wanted.
We are challenged by the unexpected.
Most of all, it's about beating your friends.
So this is our reimagining of a Need for Speed classic Most Wanted. This time you're trying to become #1 on the Most Wanted list amongst your friends. To make this possible, we further developed Autolog, which we first introduced with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, so that this time it tracks and compares everything that you and your friends do in the game. So in the original Most Wanted, there was a story and characters. A lot of people say, is this a follow-on, is this a sequel to the game? And the answer is no, this isn't a sequel. We don't have Razor Callahan. This isn't a story-driven game. This is a game about you and your friends and the stories that you create and the cars that we provided. So this time, Autolog tracks and compares everything that you and your friends do in the game. Whether that's the racing, the action-packed racing you come to expect from a Criterion driving game, the epic cop chases that will escalate throughout the open world, or even the exploration gameplay that we've packed into every part of the city we're calling Fairhaven. So no matter what you do, you're earning SP. So if I set the fastest speed at a speed camera, if I perform the biggest jump over a freeway, it's tracking that and it's awarding me speed points. We're calling SP. Earning more speed points for my friends pushes me up the Most Wanted list. So at E3 here we're showing multiplayer, and we're also showing single player. You might have seen the press conference where Craig was on stage and he was showing a bit of single player, which included a race. The cops joined halfway through the race, and when he finished the race, the cops followed him out of the race into the open world, and he had to try and lose the cops. So it's an open world, so you can go anywhere from the start of the game. You could discover events and try and complete them to progress through the blacklist, which makes up the single player game. There's also the cop chases that will, if you're performing dangerous driving and they will spot you, they'll actually start following you in the open world. But you can also discover things to do in the open world other than the events. It's very much about driving around and see what you can find.
Dispatch, I'm closing on a 1044, but don't have backup. Can you get units to me? Over. Watch those Charlie Indigos.
So obviously being an open world, we needed to look at the cars we were choosing for the game. In Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, the roads are very long, it was all about high speed, but in an open world game where you might be chased by the cops, being in the fastest car in the straight isn't necessarily important. It's also important that you can dart into an alleyway, perform handbrake turns, be good off-road as well. Being an open world, obviously, it's not just roads, there's different surfaces. Your cars will be tough enough to punch through a roadblock. So yes, we've got muscle cars, sports cars, supercars, but this time we've gone further than that. We have some lightweight track specials like the Aerial Atom, all the way up to SUVs like the Ford Raptor. And you'll be choosing those cars based on what you're doing and what you like driving at the time.
Unit down. 1044, stop the detain. Advise if I'm needed in the city.
We obviously made Need for Speed Hot Pursuit a couple of years ago. It was a great opportunity to create our version of one of our favourites, and there's lots of other Need for Speed games that we like. The Most Wanted is the fans' favourite. It's the biggest selling title in the Need for Speed franchise, so it made sense for us this time, with the premise of being most wanted amongst your friends, that we would choose to do that.
Could we expect you to revisit Underground, maybe?
We have no plans to, at the moment, to look at any other Need for Speed games. At the moment, we're very much focused on Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Suspect reported to be making contact with pursuing units.
10-4, suspect is driving aggressively.
So you'll get your chance to become Most Wanted October this year, and it's available on PC, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita.
Good job. So there you have it. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the show. God save the Queen.